Everything you've been told about weight loss is wrong. Flat wrong. For instance, cut your fat. No, if you cut your fat, you replace the lost calories with carbohydrates. And carbohydrates raise blood sugar, thereby raise insulin, and insulin causes fat storage or blocks fat mobilization. So cutting fat and increasing carbohydrates or proteins, that can do the same to a lesser degree, causes weight gain. So don't cut your fat. That's absolute nonsense. Eat more healthy whole grains. That's the biggest one of all. What they didn't tell you is that grains, particularly wheat, rye, and barley, have a protein called gliadin, zein in corn, a related protein, that are degraded inefficiently because humans have a hard time digesting the components of the seeds of grasses. That's what grains are. And they become opiates or opioids. And these opiates bind to the opiate receptors in the human brain and stimulate appetite rather massively. And people who have binge eating tendencies or bulimic tendencies can have 24-hour food obsessions in the most severe cases. But in people even without those conditions, the gliadin-derived opiate peptides drive appetite. So people who consume grains typically eat 400 to 800 calories more per day. So a diet low in fat, rich in healthy whole grains, is a surefire recipe not for weight loss, but for massive weight gain. And the grains also raise blood sugar and insulin, and compounds the effect that's started by reducing fat in your diet. Move more, eat less. That's ridiculous. No. Moving more does not result in weight loss unless you come from an absolute sedentary starting place. Most people who are just moderate activity, going for walks, going to work, etc., do not lose more weight by moving more and eating less. And eating less is misery, isn't it? When you cut your calories, you get hungry. And you're always hungry, you're always battling that hunger, and over time your metabolic rate drops and you actually gain weight even on a reduced calorie diet. So ignore that move more, eat less nonsense. Cut your calories. No, calories do not matter. Calories do not matter if you've corrected the composition of your diet. If you're following a diet that is not reduced in fat but rich in fat, has no change in protein, so I do not advocate increase in proteins, but is strictly grain-free, and we limit sugars and carbs, calories don't matter. You can have as many calories as you want, and nothing happens. This has been shown repeatedly in studies. 1,000 calories, you'd agree, is a very low calorie intake, right? Most of us would be starving on 1,000 calories per day. If you eat 1,000 calories of fat per day, you lose weight. If you eat 1,000 calories of protein per day, you stabilize weight or lose a little bit of weight. If you eat 1,000 calories of carbohydrates per day, you gain weight. So if you follow the guidelines we're following of no grains, limiting your carbohydrates and sugars, calories don't matter. So you do not have to cut calories nor limit your portion sizes. We're often told by conventional doctors and others that when you've gained weight, you're going to have blood pressure problems, cholesterol problems, right? And you need to take many prescription drugs. Well, many of those drugs cause weight gain. So you've gained weight from a poor diet, that is one where you cut your fat and added more grains. Your weight goes up. You need to be treated, for instance, with high blood pressure medicines like beta blockers that cause weight gain. And there are many others. And so much of the conventional advice on how to lose weight is not just ineffective, it's wrong and causes weight gain. Is it any wonder that so many people are so frustrated in weight loss, will pay all kinds of money for prescription drugs, cleansing programs, protein meal replacement shakes, exercise programs, personal trainers, even lap band and gastric bypass surgery to lose weight? Because conventional answers are completely ineffective, even destructive. So do the opposite. And that's what we do in the Undoctored program. We do the opposite of most conventional advice. We don't cut fat. We increase the fat. We don't eat any grains. We eliminate the grains. We never limit calories. We never cut portion sizes. And we work to eliminate the drugs that cause weight gain. It's very simple. And that's why one of the common questions around my neighborhood, that is the undoctored world, is, am I too skinny? Not am I too fat, am I too skinny? Because the weight loss achieved is so effortless, and you look so different than the people around you that people say, well, gee, I'm 165 pounds and everyone else is 250 or higher. Am I too skinny? No. More than likely, you're normal, but in the context of an obese, overweight world. So know that losing weight is simple, effortless, and does not involve hunger, but it means divorcing yourself from all the awful, awful advice that's been passed off as conventional dietary advice to lose weight. Ignore it.